Good evening, all of you. If you all can hear me, please uh, give me an indication that you can hear me. If you guys can hear me, please give me an indication. Good evening, all of you. If you all can hear me, please give me an indication. We will start the live shortly. Live with Pathfinder every Friday, every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Do not miss. All we are going to do is we are going to solve CAT level, IIFT, and ZAT level questions in these live sessions. These live sessions will be every Friday, Saturday over varied topics, verbal ability, on quantitative aptitude, as well as reasoning. So do join us every Friday, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. So we'll just allow a couple of more minutes. We'll allow some more people to join and then we will start. Welcome, welcome, welcome all of you. If you're here for the first time, Pathfinder Live will happen every Friday, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. It will be a 45-minute live session. And basically, the objective is practice for CAT level questions. We will be solving old CAT level questions, old CAT questions, I'm sorry, and CAT level questions in these live sessions. So anybody aspiring for CAT 2022, CAT 2023, please stay with me for the next 40-45 minutes and we will have an awesome session. I'm waiting for a few more people to join in. भाई ज्वाइन कर लिया है तो एक लाइक ठोक दो, अपने ग्रुप्स में शेयर कर दो, जो रेलेवेंट ग्रुप्स हैं उनमें ही शेयर करो. And let me know when you're ready. If you're ready, just type in ready in the chat box. अगर रेडी हो तो चैट बॉक्स में रेडी टाइप कर दो. भैया सबसे पहले एक लाइक ठोक दो. नंबर 2, रेडी हो तो एक रेडी लिख दो. And we'll start. Okay, I got one ready. I expect at least a couple of more readies. Those of you who are here for the first time, Pathfinder Live, every Friday, every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Do not miss. All we'll be solving is old CAT questions and CAT level questions. And these sessions will go on till CAT 2022 and CAT 2022 this year. Yeah. भाई पहली बार अगर यहाँ पे हो तो एक लाइक ठोक दो और अपने रेलेवेंट ग्रुप्स में शेयर कर दो प्लीज. इट विल हेल्प आवर कॉज. Chalo, let us get started with the first question for the day. And the format will be precisely what it was yesterday. At least for the first few sessions, we'll have the same format. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a question, give you some time to solve it. And your time for the first question starts now. Once you get the answer, please give me your answer in the chat box. You have 3 minutes for the first question. पहले कुछ दिन कुछ क्वेश्चंस के लिए मैं 3 मिनट रख रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे आ गए हो तो एक लाइक ठोक दो, अपने रेलेवेंट ग्रुप्स में शेयर भी कर दो प्लीज. Your time for the first question has started. Try out the first question. This is an old cat question. Let us see how many of you can solve. Okay, anyone who's got the answer so far? Anyone who has the answer so far? Okay, it doesn't look like the answer that you mentioned, Prachi. Only one person has given the answer. Let's look at the solution. A shipping clerk has 5 boxes of different but unknown weights, each weighing less than 100 kg. So the first thing you know is the upper limit for weights is 100 kg. और the clerk weighs boxes in pairs, मतलब दो boxes एक साथ weigh किए उसने. तो देखो 5 boxes हैं, and if he is weighing boxes in pairs of 2, pairs मतलब 2 at the same time, how many weights will he obtain? He should obtain 5c2 weights. मतलब 10 weights उसके पास आने चाहिए in all. इस तरह के 10 weights आने चाहिए. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and yes, he's got 10 weights. सबसे पहली चीज तो ये क्लियर हो जानी चाहिए. The weights obtained are 110, 112, 113, 114, 115, 16. This should be 114. I think miss हो गया है. 114, yeah. 114, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. And you are asked what is the heaviest weights. अब देखो सबसे पहली चीज आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि अगर weights W1, W2, W3, W4 और W5 है, such that W1 is the least weight, has the least weight, and W5 has the highest weight. तो मुझे बताओ W4 प्लस W5, अगर इन दोनों को एक साथ वे किया तो सबसे ज्यादा वाला वेट आना चाहिए. It should give me the highest possible weighing, that is 121 kg, right? And similarly, if W3 plus W5 is weighed, it should give me 120 kg. These are the first things you ought to know. And now, if I were you, what I would do is I would just go from the weights, right? Can the highest weight be 60 kg? If highest weight is 60 kg, so W5 is 60 kg, but that gives me, if you put in one W5 as 60 kg, it will give you the value of W4 as 61 kg, which is not possible because W5 has to be greater than W4. So W4 cannot be 161. So therefore, our assumption that the highest weight can be 60 kg is not possible. Let us take another assumption. So we have W4 plus W5 as 121 kg and W3 plus W5 as 120 kg. Let us say the highest weight is 64. So obviously I put 64 here. W4 plus 64 gives me 121. So W4, if you solve this equation, you will get 57 instead of W4. So the second highest weight is 57. What about W3? Because I have assumed this to be 64 kg. So W3 plus 64 from the other equation gives me 120, which means W3 is 56 kg. So I have got out of W1, W2, W3, W4 and W5, I have got W5 as 64, W4 as 57 and 56. Now look at the other weights. I want weight 117, 118, 116. Is there a way I can get other weights? Let me see. 57 plus 56 will give me 113. Right? 57 plus 56 gives me 113. So this weight is obtained. 113 weights is obtained. So out of all the weights given, 113 is also obtained. How about 1110? 1110 should be the sum of W1 and W2. So either both of them have to be 55 or one can be 54 and other can be 56, but that is not possible. Why that is not possible? Because already I have 56 kg weight. Already we have 56 kg weight. Have you understood? So what does it tell me? It tells me that my initial assumption is incorrect. Let me try to get another weight apart from 113. Let's say 115. How do I get 115? So I have to add something to 64 or 57 or 56 to get 115. So W5 plus W2 could give me 115. Could give me, I am not sure. So what is the value of W2? 115 minus 64, 36 plus 15, that is 51. But if W2 is 51, it means W1 should be less than 51. And if W1 is less than 51, then W1 and W2 together cannot give me 110 kgs. And that is why these values are impossible. So what it means is the initial assumption that I had taken, that the highest weight is 64 kg, is incorrect. So now let me take highest weight as 62 kg. If highest weight is 62 kg, then W4 is equal to 59. So I have W5 as 62, W4 as 59. Similarly, by the same logic, I can calculate the value of W3 as 58. And you can see that W4 and W3 automatically give me 117. W4 and W3 give me 117. How will I obtain 118 kg? Can I obtain 118 kg in any way? Can I obtain 118 kg? I can obtain 118 kg if one of the weights were 56 kg. So 62 plus 56 gives me 118. I'm sorry. Now, how can I obtain 110 kg? I can obtain 110 kg if one of the weights is 54. Now, let me check out whether all the weights can be obtained. I can obtain 110 by W1 plus W2. Correct? I can obtain 112 by 54 plus 58. Correct? I can obtain 113 by 54 plus 59. I can obtain 114 by 56 plus 58. I can obtain 115 by 56 plus 59. I can obtain 116 by 62 plus 54. I can obtain 117 by W4, 59 and 58. I can obtain 118 by 62 and 56. So all the weights I could obtain by these values. What does it mean? 62 must be the weight of the highest box, heaviest box. It requires some trial and error. And without this trial and error, it will be difficult for you to solve such questions, at least this particular question, because some amount of trial and error will be required because there are 5 unknowns. And we need to be able to solve with these 5 unknowns. And that is why the trial and error has been required. Now, let us go to the next question and see how you approach this question. Again, I'll give you 3 minutes. Try to solve this question in 3 minutes. Let's see. Your time starts now. एक एक लाइक ठोक दो पहले, all of you. Anyone who's got it? Can I see any answers? Okay, so nobody has been able to solve this. Let me help you. See, a set of consecutive integers is written with one, beginning with one. So what has been done is 1, 2, 3, and so on till n. These numbers have been written on blackboard. And some student came along and he reduced one particular number. He erased one number. And you don't know which number he erased. But the average of the remaining numbers is 35 integer 7 by 17. Average of the remaining numbers is 35 integer 7 by 17. So two things that will be required here by all of you is sum of first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 by 2, and average will be divided by n, which is basically n plus 1 by 2. So here the average must be n plus 1 by 2. ये average होना चाहिए सबका, सारे numbers का. और आपको ये पता नहीं है कौन सा नंबर उसने इरेज किया हुआ है, बट एक चीज पक्का है that the average, suppose we had 10 numbers, so average will be 1 plus 10 by 2, that is 5.5, क्योंकि average of n consecutive numbers is n plus 1 by 2 if they are starting with n. Average of first 20 numbers will be 21 by 2, that is 10.5. तो आप ये देख रहे हो कि एवरेज कहीं ना कहीं बीच में आ रहा है. 10 नंबर है तो एवरेज 5 के आसपास आ रहा है, 5 के आसपास आ रहा है. 20 numbers means average is around 10.5. So if the average of the remaining numbers is around 35 point something, 35 integer 7 by 17 is 35 point something, it means that total number of numbers would be somewhere around 70. I don't know exactly, but it must be somewhere around 70. And see, 35 integer 7 by 17. If you convert this into an improper fraction, what do you get? So 510, 85, 595 plus 7, 602 by 17. And what is average? This must be total sum of all numbers minus one number that has been deducted upon n minus 1. So the average obtained is total sum of all n numbers minus the erased number x divided by n minus 1, which is basically the number of numbers minus 1. Now it means that you were able to reduce the total sum minus x to 602 and the denominator n minus 1 to 17. What does it tell you? That the denominator must be some multiple of 17. So it could be 17, it could be 34. N minus 1 is some multiple of 17. 17, 34, 51, 68, 85. Which is the number nearer to 70? The number nearer to 70 is 68. So it means n minus 1 must have been 68, which means n must have been 69. Now this is a beautiful way to identify the solution to this question. What did we do? We converted this average into an improper fraction. We got 602 by 17, and I say total sum minus the erased number divided by n minus 1. This must be reducible to 602 by 17. It means the denominator must be a multiple of 17, and thereby we got the denominator to be around 68 or 69 because one number has been erased. So which means in the numerator and denominator, if I have to convert the denominator n minus 1 to 68, I need to multiply this by 4. And if I multiply the numerator also by 4, I'll get 2408. So this 2408 is the total sum minus some number x. You don't know which number. And now all you need to do is obtain the total sum of all numbers till 69. This must be 69 into 70 divided by 2. This should be 2415. Right? This should be 2415. And what do you get? 2415 should have been the sum, but the actual sum that we obtained after erasing one number is 2408. So the number that was erased was 2415 minus 2408, that is 7. This should be your answer. So I hope this question and the solution is quite clear to all. Let us go to the next question. I'm sorry. Now this question doesn't require 3 minutes, so I won't give you 3 minutes for this question. I think 2 minutes are more than enough for this question. Let's see how many of you are able to approach this. Try this question. जो नए लोग हैं उनके लिए these lives will be every Friday, every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. We will be solving CAT level questions, old CAT questions, and questions that are related to the top B school examinations, CAT, ZAT, IFT, and so on. So if you want to practice at this level, please do subscribe to our channel Pathfinderforme. अभी तक लाइक नहीं ठोका है तो एक लाइक ठोक दो वहां पे. Anybody who's got the answer to this question? Okay. Anybody who's got the answer so far? None of you? Okay. See, 10 years ago, the ages of members of a joint family of 8 people added up to 231 years. So if average age today is X, average age 10 years ago would have been X minus 10. So which means the sum is number of numbers into average. 10 years ago, the total was 231. So 8 into X minus 10 must be 231. This is my first equation. 3 years later, still you have, if the same 8 people were there, 3 years later, the average would come down to X minus 7. And the total would be 8 into X minus 7 for the same set of 8 people. ठीक है ना, 3 मतलब 3 साल बढ़ गए तो +3 हो गया यहाँ पे, x minus 10 की जगह x minus 10 plus 3, which is x minus 7. So after 3 years, your average age becomes x minus 7 and total age becomes 8 into x minus 7. अब क्या हुआ? और one member at the age of 60 died. तो जो died, subtract his age, and a child was born, so you will add only 0. So this is the new total of ages. Now see here, if I write this down as x minus 7 minus 3 is equal to 231, it doesn't change anything, correct? And I can write this as 8 into x minus 7 minus 24 is 231. So the value of 8 into x minus 7 is 231 plus 24, that is 255. So I can substitute 255 here. 255 minus 60 plus 0 is the new total. And what is that equal to? That is equal to 195. And the average of these 8 people is divided by 8. 8 2s are 16, 8 4s are something. So it must be around 24 years. So the correct answer here is 24 years. Now, hope you all understood this much. Let us go to the next question. Again, I'll give you 3 minutes for this question. Try solving this question and let us see how you approach. Your time has already started. Once you get the answer, please enter your answer in the chat box. Those of you who are new, I remind once again, Pathfinder Live every Friday, every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. It will be a 45-minute session, and we will solve as many questions as we can from 6:30 to 7:15. Okay, anybody who has the answer here today? आज क्या बात है, कोई आंसर नहीं दे पा रहा है. Prachi says B. Okay, Prachi, very good. Anybody else who's got the answer? Let us see. 3 classes X, Y, and Z take an algebra test. The average score of class X is 83. The average score of class Y is 76 and Z is 85. The average score of all students in X and Y is 79 and Y and Z put together is 81. So you need to find out the average for all the 3 classes. So the average for X and Y is 79. If class X has X students and class Y has Y students and class Z has Z students, let us assume this. All right. So if average score of X is 83, the total score must be 83 into X. Plus, if average here is 76, the total score must be 76 into Y divided by x plus y, and this gives you, sorry, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. 83x plus 76y upon x plus y. The average of x and y put together is 79. So this is your first equation. It will give you the ratio of x is to y. So what is the ratio of x is to y? If you knew mixture allegation, we could have done it separately. But today I am solving it by the basic method and not by the mixtures method. So you will get 4x is equal to 3y, or x upon y is equal to 3 by 4. Similarly, the second equation I can get as the ratio of y and z put together is 81. So I'll get 76y plus 85z upon y plus z. This is the average of y and z put together, which is already given to be 81. And which means that 4z must be equal to 5y, or y upon z must be equal to 4:5. So now you have x, y, and z 3:4 and 4:5. So x, y, z, the ratio is 3:4:5 itself. Straight away I got 3:4:5. Now if I have to calculate the overall average, all I need is 83 into 3 plus 76 into 4 plus 85 into 5 divided by 12. If you solve this one, you should get your answer as 81.5. Yes, Prachi, you are absolutely right. Good. Next question. So there are two theta questions here. They were not theta in the original CAT. I have just converted them into theta questions. Try this question. Let us see how many of you can approach. You don't need 3 minutes for this question. So I'll just reduce the time a bit by 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So how many of you have solved? Anybody who has the answer here? Okay. So no one has the answer yet. Let me solve it. Total expenses for a boarding house are partly fixed and partly varying linearly with the number of boarders. So if number of boarders is n, the variable will be varying with n, the number of boarders. The average expense per boarder is 700 when there are 25 boarders. So total cost must be equal to some fixed cost FC plus variable cost VC. This is essentially the equation that we will use to solve it. So when there are 25 boarders, the average cost comes out to be 700. So the total cost must be 17500, and this must be equal to the fixed cost, which we don't know yet, and the average cost is again not known. So 25 into y, where y is the average variable cost per person. Similarly, rupees 600 is the average cost when there are 50 boarders. So average cost 600 with 50 boarders, that means the total cost must be 50 into 600, that is 30,000. And this should also be equal to fixed cost plus 50 into y. And all you need to do is you can just subtract 1 from 2 and you will get 12,500 upon 25 as y. And which means y must be equal to 500. Correct? The variable cost is 500. If variable cost is 500, just put 500 in any of the equations. So I put it in the second equation. The fixed cost will come to around 5,000 rupees. I'm so sorry. What is the average expense when there are 100 boarders? So average expense again will be fixed cost 5,000 plus 100 into 500, which is the variable cost, divided by 100. So this is 55,000 upon 100, which gives you 550 rupees as the average cost. I hope the solution is clear to you. Yeah, Prachi, that answer was absolutely right. Question number 6, and probably the last question for day. Try solving it in 2 minutes. You don't require more than 2 minutes for this question. Your time starts now, has already started. अगर यहाँ पे पहली बार हो तो एक लाइक ठोक दो. सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल if you're liking this session. For more lives, we have planned lives on Fridays and Saturdays 6:30 p.m. and focusing on CAT, ZAT and IIFT examination. Okay, so anybody who's got the answer to this? Okay, none. I'm sorry. A college has raised 75% of the amount it needs for a new building by receiving an average donation of 600 rupee from people already solicited. So 75% of the amount has been received by asking or by receiving an average donation of 600 rupees. So average donation is rupees 600. People already solicited represent 60% of the total. Now we have to work smartly here. We assume that the total people solicited are 100. Out of them, only 60% or 60 have paid and 40 are yet to pay. And what is the average amount paid by 60? 600 rupees. So what is the total amount paid? 60 into 600 will give you 36,000. That has been collected already. And the amount collected represents 75% or 3/4 of the total requirement. So which means if you solve this equation, 3/4 of T is equal to 36,000, the total requirement will be 48,000. Therefore, you still require 12,000 rupees more. And how many people are there? 40 people. So the average that you will charge or you need is 300 rupee. Yeah. So this is how you can approach such questions by making a relevant assumption. So with this, we come to an end of today's session. The sheet will be uploaded and the link will be there on the description to this particular session. Thank you all for joining. If you were here for the first time, I once again remind you, live with Pathfinder for CAT, ZAT, and IFT every Friday, Saturday, 6:30 to 7:15 p.m. Join us for more such sessions. And if you've liked today's sessions, do subscribe. That's all for now. Thank you.